Oh yeah. Oh, 2025 edition of Stay Winning.
Happy New Year.
Man, look. Man, come on, man. Got it.
Is it too late?
It is way too late. We done had 2 snow days and everything.
All right.
Shut the whole state down.
Yeah, we good.
And we had 9 degrees one day.
I wasn't here.
Me neither.
I was inside somewhere.
I was definitely warm somewhere. Welcome back, man. Stay winning. We back in the building, man. How you feel? How you been?
I feel good.
Feel good?
What about you?
Great. The Knicks are great.
I mean, I told you that before. You didn't listen.
Yeah.
What changed your mind?
Nothing. Nothing. They just
winning.
They just great winning.
They stay winning.
So we got a lot to get into, man. I mean, first of all, big time of the year.
Yeah.
Trade deadline, NBA.
Yeah, it's this
And
Thursday.
it's been popping right now.
Maybe the biggest trade in our lives?
Yes. I would say easily the biggest trade in our life because I don't think Shaq was traded. Wasn't he a free agent?
He wasn't traded in his prime, I don't think.
I mean, from Orlando to Los Angeles, was that a trade or was that free agency?
I think that was
Free agency.
Now,
yeah.
I will say, like, one of the big trades I recall was Carmelo going to the Knicks, where the Knicks gave up the whole team to get Carmelo.
Yeah.
Had Melo and whoever was left.
I think that when they say from like just truly swapping stars, it's the biggest thing I've ever seen.
Well, we're talking about a perennial all-star
Correct.
in Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
He's carried New Orleans for half of his career.
Yeah.
And he partnered with LeBron. He carried the Lakers to a
Got
championship.
Got a chip. Yeah.
But he's been a major force on the Lakers.
Yeah.
For the last few years.
Yeah.
And he gets traded straight up for Luka Doncic, who is probably the biggest international superstar the NBA has right now. Not named LeBron or Steph Curry.
I would say he's 1A or 1B with him and the Joker.
As far as international superstar?
Yeah.
But I feel like Luka's name internationally is bigger than the Joker.
So when we ranking the 3 international players, the 3 that I'm thinking.
Giannis.
Right.
Third, yeah.
So you're gonna put
That's a good point.
You know,
because
Luka-
Giannis is probably number 1, then Luka.
they 1A, 1B, 1C in their respective.
Giannis got a Disney movie.
Yeah.
So,
He got the coolest nickname too.
I don't know. I mean, depends on how you use it. But cool.
But I think that, so, really breaking that trade down.
Hold up. Mom, Giannis, his nickname is the Greek Freak. Just so you know. That's for my mother. Everybody else don't listen to that.
What up, Mama Dude? All right. Breaking that trade down. I know we are a week, give or take a week into what has happened or a couple days into what's happened. I think on the front end of the deal, Dallas wins. On the back end of the deal, LA wins.
Yeah, because Luka got a lot more years left.
Right.
Is that
right?
what you think?
Yeah. Luka 25.
Yeah.
So
AD is 31.
Right. I don't think they have the pieces yet around Luka for them to win within the next 2 to 3 years. Right. What I do think the Lakers made a very clear statement is this is Luka teams moving forward.
Yeah.
Now, whether you want to be on this boat or not, LeBron, that's totally up to you. But right now, as soon as he walked in the building, that's the man for our future.
Yeah, I think so. LeBron, it's funny. I don't view it that way.
Okay.
I don't view it that way. Now, obviously, if they wanted to trade LeBron and get something back for him, they could still do that.
Right.
And they are trying to find a center.
Yeah.
That they can pair with Luka, help complete the picture.
Right.
But I don't think they want to get rid of LeBron. I don't think LeBron wants to go anywhere.
Right.
I think he's cool with ending his career there in LA.
Yeah.
They're home. I think ideally, Bronny can learn a little bit and become a Robin to Luka at some point as well, or third, fourth, the player on the team.
Yeah.
And the James family can enjoy those home games in person.
Right.
Living in LA.
Yeah.
Going to LA to watch Bronny.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But one thing that I think is like kind of crazy is how folks are saying Luka and LeBron can't play together.
So I think they are similar players, right? I think they have similar needs to be effective in their greatness. And what I mean by that is both of them have to be ball dominant, right? LeBron isn't a great catch and shooter, and neither is Luka, in my opinion. That's not their strengths. Not that they can't do it. That's just not their strengths. So I can see Luka and LeBron being similar to Luka and Kyrie in this regards on how they play together. I think the difference between this Lakers team and the Dallas team is Dallas had bigs.
Yeah.
So when you run that pick and you run that pick and roll, and they cheat on Luka, that pocket pass for the dunk to Lively and to them boys was it was easier. So that portion is missing from the LA roster right now.
Are we forgetting that LeBron played with Kyrie?
Yes,
and
but
they're both ball dominant.
But I think
and
that
they made it work.
That LeBron
and they won the championship.
That LeBron and this LeBron are two different LeBrons.
They are, but this LeBron is less demanding than the LeBron that played back then.
So I think the Lakers will be competitive because they've got a top 3 player.
Don't run away from the.
No. I just don't. I don't think.
Can they play together?
Yes, they can play together. They can't win together.
Why not? Because they're missing a big.
They're missing pieces.
They're missing a big.
No, I think they're missing pieces.
Oh, well.
I think they're missing pieces.
I think it was a mistake to include Max Christie in that deal, by the way.
Okay.
Max Christie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and LeBron, Luka in a good big, a good defensive big that can rebound and make you change the shot.
Yeah, rim protect.
That would have been a great 5.
So this is one of the things.
Rui is good.
No, he is.
Great. I'm not trying to roll him out, but I'm just
so
trying
is
to say,
Austin Reeves, right?
Well, Austin Reeves is great offensively. I'm talking about like.
See, that's where you run into. That's where they'll run into their problems.
So get rid of Austin Reeves.
Right. Whether you get rid of Austin Reeves and keep LeBron and Luka, both LeBron and Luka at 25 and LeBron at 40 are cones on defense.
Not in the playoffs.
They're both cones on defense.
Not in the playoffs.
And I believe that you have 2 weak links defensively in the West. So we ain't talking about some weak conference they're in. They're in a very deep premier conference with young dogs that's going to be coming at them. You know what I'm saying? Luka don't play defense now.
Yeah, but LeBron plays defense in the playoffs.
LeBron gives better effort in the playoffs. Yes, I'll give you that.
No, he plays defense in the playoffs.
Okay, cool.
Chase down blocks, playoffs.
Well, I mean, I think that
they're going to play in the playoffs.
I think they're going to be well. They're going to play well together. They're going to play well together. But I don't think that pushes them above OKC, Denver.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, no, Denver's okay.
But
they're not dominant.
But I think the Denver's is the same type of vibe that Golden State was at when they was running deep in the playoffs. All right, we're gonna cruise through the regular season. We're gonna be competitive, and then we'll turn it up. Man. You don't think so?
I don't think they have the talent.
That's possible.
KCP meant too much to that team.
Okay.
Michael Porter Jr. is a great offensive player. He is very limited defensively due to injuries.
Yeah.
Aaron Gordon is late in his career, second half of his career.
Yeah.
Joker never looks like he wants to play, but he does.
Yeah.
You know, he gets out there and does his thing. So I'm curious to see what playoff Joker looks like this year. But right now in the regular season,
with Houston being what they are this year, they playing hard.
They're dogs.
And young, they hungry.
They're dogs. They're like the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Dogs.
So I think that it doesn't really move Lakers up into that top 4, top 3. This move doesn't do that for them. So I still see them maybe winning a round and being knocked out in the second round, or even going a 7-game series in the first round and losing in the first round now with the roster constructed right now. Yeah. That's kind of what I see for the Lakers.
I think they're like 4th in the West right now.
I mean,
so they're not slouches.
No, they're not, right? But what hurts them is what we talked about. You gave up a real defender.
Probably the best defender
on
in the
their
league.
team.
The best all-around defender in the league.
Right.
I know he's not defensive player of the year.
Yeah, but he's a better defender. Top. Yeah, he's a top defender.
He's a better defender than Gobert.
Correct.
Gobert can rim protect all day.
Yes.
But AD can come out and rim protect.
Challenge, all of that. So and then you pairing that AD he plays his position he really wants to play, which is the 4.
Yeah.
So he ain't got to play the 5.
Yeah.
So now he can be away from that basket and kill you from the middies and all that. And then they long with the 2 centers with AD. So now you got the rim protection for Kyrie, who's on the smaller side. That pick and roll with him and AD. Dallas should increase their stock to position themselves to be in a position to beat the Houstons and the OKC with their lineup with Dallas. That's what I'm thinking.
With the Lakers, what I see as redundant is Austin Reeves and Luka. They're the same player, except one is way better than the other. Yeah. LeBron can play off the ball. No, he's not a catch and shoot player right now, but he is a catch and dunk on your head player still.
He still is an attacker, absolutely
better than those two. And even if he's not dunking on somebody,
he's going to finish around the rim.
And he knows how to get to the rim when it's clear. Yeah, right. So the basketball IQ with Luka and
LeBron is going to be great.
It's going to be great to watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the thing that I'm going to move on from the LeBron Luka thing in a minute, but the thing to watch for me is exactly what you said in the beginning. It looks like 25-year-old Luka should have a better, longer career than 31-year-old AD. Should. But what I see is a very disciplined 6'10", hard-playing defender, rebounder, gets hit on every play guy who's slim, and, slight in stature. Yeah. Yes, he does get banged up and leave the game and come back and finish the game and all of that stuff. Like, yes, that happens with AD. Yeah. But he looks like he can still he can likely play until he's 40.
Yeah, he can go another 7-8 years. You're right.
Luka looks like he'll play till he's about 34, 35, and then injuries and things like that will slow him down if he doesn't change his discipline now.
You know what's interesting, Kurt? It's like, does he love the game?
Luka, I think Luka loves the fame.
Right. And I think that's to me one of the things that is puzzling about the move. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like Barkley said it best. Hey, if anyone knows Luka Doncic, it's the Dallas Mavericks. Yeah. So they know all of the details. Yeah. They know everything. So we're puzzled at why the move was made. They ain't blinking an eye. Like, maybe they didn't want to pay him the $350, but they didn't want to pay him the Supermax contract for these reasons that we don't know about.
Well, it's similar to like Zion.
I was going to bring him up. Exactly.
If New Orleans was facing the same type of situation where they're like, man, it would be really bad if we didn't give him a Supermax and he qualified for it. Correct. We need to move on, so they traded him. I don't think anybody would have cared.
Not blinked an eye.
Because Zion is not as big of a superstar, international superstar. As
not only that, yeah.
And he hasn't shown, he's shown flashes.
And he ain't produced the way Luka's produced.
Luka has been
He's produced.
Money.
Yeah.
He's been money.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's puzzling from that perspective. It's like, why would they do it? Well, they know something we don't know. It can't. To me, it can't just be we didn't want to give them the Supermax. There's reasoning behind why they did not want to keep Luka or build to give up a generational talent. That's how I feel. Duke is a generational talent.
I wouldn't have paid him $345 either. I'm gonna be honest.
So it's like he always has a nagging injury, a calf, something.
He's only played 70 games in 2 out of the 7 seasons that he's been in the league.
So yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. Yes, AD stays banged up, but one thing is when he on that floor, he gonna give you what he got.
Who thought Luka would be traded before Trae Young?
Nobody.
It's crazy. They got traded for each other on draft.
I didn't think that Luka would be true. I mean, I didn't think Luka would ever be traded. He would be in Dallas. That's what you know what I'm saying? He's the next Dirt. You know what I'm saying? He was going to run that 15, 20-year reign in Dallas, win him a chip, maybe 2, and ride off into the sunset. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting, man. Now, this latest trade that just happened,
the one that's happening right now?
One that's close to being finalized, Jimmy Butler. Yeah. Thank God the drama is going to be over in Miami, right? Yeah. Jimmy for Wiggins and a couple other players.
Wiggins, Kyle Anderson. Dennis Schroeder, who just got there. I mean, the dude didn't even unpack yet.
He can't catch a break.
They're like,
He can't catch a break.
he's like, yo, where my condo? They're like,
He can't
no,
catch
bro, we
a
put you
break.
in the Motel 6.
Don't even get off the plane, bro. Don't even, don't get off the plane. Yo, they rerouted your bag somewhere else.
Exactly. My toothbrush was in there, well. They ain't gonna be here long enough for the teeth to get dirty.
That is too funny. Hey, they got Coke in the back. You want a Pepsi or something? Yeah. Don't even get off the plane.
That's bad.
I mean, I'm glad that the Jimmy Butler thing is over with. I'm tired of hearing about it.
Oh, because
I'm just tired of hearing about the bickering and that. I'm sick of it. Like, yo, get over it. Like, for me, I'm done with it. To me, it helps neither one of the teams. They just unloaded Jimmy Butler to get rid of Jimmy Butler, and we'll take on Andrew Wiggins and the crew. It doesn't make Miami a top 4 team in the East, and it definitely don't make Golden State a top 4 team in the West. You know what I mean? It's just to get rid of each other. You know what I'm saying?
Actually, I think it makes Miami better. I know I'm not saying Andrew Wiggins is an all-around better player than Jimmy Butler, but you know, people have questioned Andrew Wiggins' heart, but you have not seen people question his skill and his talent. Yeah. And he goes there as a slightly taller, slightly longer arms, looks like anyway, athletic forward.
Yeah. Who can defend?
Wing player.
Yeah. Who's going to defend at a high level? Yeah.
With Bam and that new kid that's starting to get a lot of minutes, behind him, and he got Tyler Hero, who, I mean, you play with Steph and Clay, you can play with Tyler Hero. He's going to be ball dominant. He's going to set things up, but he's also going to take good shots. Yeah. And who else they got? They got Tyler Hero out there. It'd be Wiggins.
You got
Tyler
Vasquez,
Hero.
right? He's in his second year, right?
It's not his name's not Vasquez, but it's Hami.
Yeah.
Hami's going to be nice.
Hami good.
He's already pretty good.
Yeah, he's a good player.
He's going to be
a good player.
He's going to develop
He's
well.
a good player.
So I think they have a decent squad, man. And look, they've been playing without Jimmy and winning without Jimmy for a couple of games. Yeah. It's better to bring in fresh new people. Yeah. Than to
change your chemistry, culture, get that weight off your shoulders in the locker room. You ain't got to answer no more questions about it.
Not to mention, like, they have a point guard in Schroeder.
Yeah. And
Kyle Anderson, who's no slouch.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Miami's going to look pretty good, man.
The culture, the Miami Heat culture, they play hard, you know.
They work out hard, too. They need to send Luka to Miami.
Shots fired. I just think that, man, I don't know what Golden State doing. I don't know what Golden State doing. I really don't.
I think they're just trying to show enough change to keep Steph Curry and Draymond
locked in.
Just keep them satisfied.
Yeah.
Like, give them hope.
Yeah.
That they can actually put a winning product on the floor.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to let them go.
Now look. Hey, listen, man. We know Jimmy Butler don't play no games, right? We know that the history of Jimmy Butler is he gonna get in your face. He gonna talk about you. Are we sure that these two personalities are going to coexist in this Golden State locker room?
We're not going to hear about it.
Okay. They professional.
We're not going to hear about it. It's going to be like this. It's going to be like back in the day. It's going to be some face punching in the locker room.
I just wanted to make sure. Because, look, we know Draymond ain't backing down, and we know Jimmy ain't backing down. And trust me, listen, Draymond ain't got no problem with telling you about yourself, and Jimmy ain't got no problem with telling you about yourself. They gonna be all right.
That halftime celebrity boxing match is gonna be nice. That's gonna be
entertainment. That's gonna be an interesting firework.
But
them jokers in the locker room, man. That's gonna be funny.
Because Jimmy Butler likes to take a lot of games off, like mentally.
Yeah,
while he's out there. So I'm curious to see how he fits.
Yeah. Some days you'll be like, "Where's Jimmy Butler at?" And he on the floor. He done played 22 minutes. He got 8 points.
Yeah, he's just
not
there. Aggressive.
He's just there.
So it's gonna be. I say it's gonna be interesting, but honestly, I think Jimmy's gotten to a point now where he better behave in order to keep that lucrative next year on his contract. If he had stayed in Miami, I was worried that they were going to keep suspending him, finding reasons to suspend him, and pull from his pay. Yeah. But now he gets to go somewhere that don't mind.
Yeah, and he can play. And he can play.
He can compete.
Yeah.
He got guys around him that's trying to win.
He got champions. One thing he not a champion, but he got champions now.
Yeah. So, and he's not the biggest name on the team. So
he actually can stay underneath the radar too. That's very true. He got to carry them.
Places where he's talked the most.
Yeah.
He wasn't the he was the biggest star on the
Yeah,
team.
yeah. Very
He's
true.
not that anymore.
Right. He's third. He's definitely third on the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah. What about that De'Aaron Fox trade though?
One of those trades that kind of flew under the radar, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wasn't as big as a lot of people thought.
Yeah.
But that's a great pickup for the Spurs.
It looked like it.
It's a great pickup for the Spurs.
Looks like it. Right
It's a
as
great
we're recording
pickup.
this, the Spurs were up
It's a
like
great pickup.
18 points on the Atlanta Hawks.
I mean,
And De'Aaron Fox had 18 points in the
You're
first half.
talking a young player, pairing him with the star, emerging superstar in Wemby
Yeah.
for years to come.
Yeah.
Because CP he's on his last year or two, or however much longer he gonna play. But boy, you put Fox and you get that joke out running with Wemby. They building a nice little team out there in San Antonio. We're gonna be going back to the old days. Spurs in the top 3, top 4 teams in the West for the next 10, 15 years.
It's crazy as Pop ain't even coaching them right now.
Correct.
That's
Correct.
wild.
Correct.
But, sometimes you can see trades coming just by looking at the players or looking at what the team's doing.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed recently with Sacramento after they fired their coach,
Mike Brown. Yeah.
after they fired Mike Brown,
Yeah.
they started letting Malik Monk run the point. Like he's always been like a come off the bench
And go
spark
get
plug,
it. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, go get you
fired
about
up.
15, 16 points and be out of there.
They said no. We're gonna put you in the De'Aaron Fox role, and they let him run the point. They had De'Aaron Fox at the 2 for the most part. Like they were playing together. They were on the court together.
Yeah.
But Malik Monk had the ball in his hands most of the time.
Yeah.
And his assists shot up. He had double-digit assists in one game, I think. Like he was doing well. And when you see that, you go,
What's going on?
yeah. Like
what's
why
going on?
would you make a change like that? It's not just to win.
Yeah.
Like
That's a message. You're sending a message.
You're emphasizing one player.
Oh,
you're
you sending a
emphasizing
message.
somebody else.
You sending a message, baby. You sending a message.
I saw it with the Knicks too. The Knicks are getting ready to make a trade. I don't know when,
Yeah.
but they already, it's already out there that they're talking about moving Jericho Sims. Most people are gonna be like, who? He's a 6'10", super athletic player that the Knicks drafted a few years ago.
Yeah.
Who's played in spurts. You can see his athleticism. He has some of the best dunks that the Knicks have had over the years.
Right.
But it's looking like they're gonna move him.
So
See it happen. You see it developing.
I like, the Knicks, they got the roster, in my opinion, to compete against Boston. They're the team. I like Cleveland. I don't trust Cleveland right now.
It seems weird.
Yeah.
But they keep showing that they are really...
Yes. They got to show, they got to prove it in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. They are a great team this year in the regular season. We'll see what it looks like in the playoffs. So
I think they've proven
they're
that
going to be...
they're every bit as good as their record for the regular
presents
season.
itself. Correct. Yes.
But the playoffs is different.
I am interested to see now with the Milwaukee trade.
Yeah.
Right? Because Kuz nor Dame play D. Right? And
hey man, Dame's one of my favorite players.
Listen, I
you
love
can't
Dame.
say that.
I'm just saying. But what is interesting is this. Chris Middleton was hurt a ton.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Kuz isn't banged up. He's typically available, right?
Yeah.
Which helps tremendously because now you can gain some kind of nucleus with those 3 players in Lillard, Kuz, and Giannis.
Yeah.
When now you don't have to worry about, is he going to be available? Is that 15 points going to be, it could go from 15 to 25 and if he get hot. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, with Middleton, you just never know.
Right.
If he's going to be on the floor, if he's going to last the whole series. So that might help Milwaukee. I don't think it moves the needle. You know what I'm saying? Because to me, those 4 teams in the East is like locked in. You know what I mean? Like these are going to be the best 4 teams in the East no matter what you do.
Cleveland, Boston, Milwaukee, New York.
No.
Cleveland, Boston, New York, and
Who's the other team? Is it Milwaukee?
that's what we're talking about right
yeah,
now.
but I thought it was another team that was in front of them.
That's currently in the top 4.
Yeah. But I don't know if it moves the needle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this move don't make them better than those 3 teams.
Gotcha.
Boston, New York, and
Cleveland.
It don't make them better than them 3 teams, right?
Yeah.
So how much is it going to help? Now, here's the difference between Milwaukee and the 3 teams that we named. Milwaukee got potentially every given night, we got the best player on the floor.
You think so?
They can make a case for having the very best player.
No,
on
I'm
the
asking,
floor.
do you think he's the best player on the floor any given night?
Yes.
Is he better than Jason Tatum?
Yes.
Is he better than Brunson?
Yes.
Is he better than Cat?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, and any given night, he's the best player on the floor. At any given night, he can go for 40 and 20. Like, that's how good Giannis can be when he is that guy. That doesn't mean that Tatum can't go for 40 and 12 or nothing like that.
Right.
But I just think that Giannis is like constantly downhill pressure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You just, oh my God, this dude is relentless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a bigger version of Russell Westbrook.
Right.
Like just always downhill. You
And
get what I'm
then
saying?
Then you make him shoot jumpers. What happened?
Then he get a ball today.
That's what I'm talking about. But that's not necessarily a good thing because
Yes.
Dame can go for 60
Immediately on 4 dribbles. Then he got 60 points. How many times he dribbled? Yeah. Like, yes.
you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So,
but
you know.
I'm a big fan of my team. So
No. And
I agree with what you're saying.
top to bottom, yes.
I agree with what you're saying from this standpoint. Is like Giannis is the most dominant player on the court in the games that he plays in.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who he's going up against.
Don't matter.
Except Joker. Giannis is the most dominant player on the court against every other team except Denver because Joker can be the most dominant player in so many different ways.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about SGA. I know how fantastic SGA is, but Giannis on the same court with SGA can have a smooth 45 and nobody cares. Yeah. It's the 32 points Giannis had on 16 dunks that people are going to care about. Like, he's just constantly at you, dunking
relentless.
on you.
Yeah, just relentless.
Challenging every shot, even if he's getting dunked on.
Yeah, relentless.
He's just out
relentless.
there giving it
and
all.
And when you have that kind of a player, he's going to keep you in series. Yeah. Where one miss here, a right bounce there, they steal a game. And now, you know what I mean, little things like that happen.
So coming back to Middleton and Kuzma, right? They got traded for each other. Kuzma coming from Washington, Middleton leaving Milwaukee. Yeah. Middleton had his injuries. Yeah. But he's been back this year.
Steady.
He's been healthy. And I honestly, from what I've seen, he is about 50% of the player that he was in his prime. Yeah. There are easy shots that he misses. Mm-hmm. He misses them so much and so bad that I am thinking, is he really trying? Like, I'm questioning his effort. I'm questioning his motive. I'm like, I don't know who this player is. He doesn't look like the same Chris Middleton that was trying to win when they won the championship. Yeah. So that's an issue. With Kyle Kuzma, he's the only player in this era I've ever heard say to a trade, no thank you, I want to stay in Washington. Why? Wow. Because Washington is the team they send you to when they want you out of the league for the most part. Yeah. So why do you want to stay in Washington? Is it access to New York? Is it the nightlife in Washington? Like, why? What about Washington keeps you there? Yeah. So now that he's going to Milwaukee, now he got to figure out what to do in Milwaukee or how to get to Chicago and back because it's only about an hour and a half away.
Yeah, I mean, Washington, Philly, prime areas to get to the major cities in an hour. Yeah. You know, from Philly to New York, hour. Philly to Washington, hour.
Right, but no player ever
want to stay in Washington.
Not in this era of the Wizards. Mm-hmm. Now I can understand that if Jordan was still on the team and you're like, man, I'm playing with Jordan. Yeah. But you're playing with Jordan Poole. Yeah. Not the same.
Not even close.
I stay winning. I'm winning. I stay winning. I did it. I stay winning. I'm winning. Never losing. I'm winning. Or caught slipping.